Good morning, everybody. Nice to see y'all. Sorry, I've not been feeling well, so I haven't been around much. But still got a bunch going on in my head, as always. And this is where I go to. You know, our memories that we have, even if they're not exact to someone else's memory, just a little advice. If your memory doesn't match the other person's, it's because it didn't impact you in the same way it impacted them. So don't discount their memories. My mother did that to me a lot. Anytime I talked about my childhood memories, in fact. And it caused a lot of problems. Where I could not trust my memories. And as I got older, and some of my memories were whoppers, so as I got older, my mind began to take those away or distort them. So I couldn't even trust them anymore. So when a child's memory of an event that you and that child encountered is relayed to you, and you have a different memory of it, don't discount theirs. You can cause so much emotional trauma by doing so, because you're going to make the child not trust their own wills and smarts. Now, thankfully, I didn't share a whole lot with my mother. So making judgments and trying to focus and go forward was what I did. And I'm sorry if any of my surviving siblings feel like I got something from Mom they never got. Because I'm almost 60 years old, and until she gave me this house by dying, any home I ever had I made for myself. Growing up with your siblings, I thought adopted by my aunt when I was a kid. Anyway, I understood later it wasn't so. But 3 of my siblings were with my aunt and my dad, mostly my aunt. And I always thought she did pretty good by them, because Mom gave them up because she couldn't provide a home. And having so many kids, she couldn't find any help. No man wanted to take on that load. She didn't want to give up any of her kids, any more than I did. But my brother was upset because Mom gave me a home. She gave him a home. He doesn't see that. It makes my brain wonder, was Aunt Carol a terrible mother? Was she cruel and abusive and sexually assaulting them? Did she not provide them food or clothing? Or by my sister Diane, I know she didn't do those things, but my brother David has never said one way or another. I'm hoping that what Mom suffered through to give them up was worth it, because I know she had many doubts as to whether my aunt was good. To the children she said she wanted. Now, my life, from the time they were given away, was, well, we had an Erie House, is what we called it. It was a program at a place called Erie House in Chicago. My grandmother worked there. So we would go on summer. Kids, all the kids in the neighborhood were able to go and visit with other homes and spend summers with them to see what a better life could be like, and maybe encourage them in that direction. I got that. And some of those people were not good. Some were not good at all. But oftentimes, it was just me that got sent away. I don't know about David. I don't know about my sister Diana. I know Patty, when she got a little older, she did go a few times, but mostly it was me. So I never had this steady home, and that went on until my mother married my adopted father, Tony. And there was big issues there. They fought so aggressively and violent, and my dad, Tony's temper had a tendency to, when he was angry at my mother, come at me. And, of course, I had nowhere to hide. So I would act out, and that would get me shipped off to my grandmother's, my aunts, or my uncles. And this was a regular lifestyle for me. There was no home. When I hit 15 or so, I started taking that on myself. Well, if I want a home, damn it, I'm going to have to make it for myself, because there's nobody going to give it to me. And there were many times I went hungry. There were many times I had no clothes to change into because I had run away, and all I had taken was the clothes on my frickin' back. And I had to do some pretty embarrassing things, humiliating things, humbling things to get a few pieces of clothing, or to get some food in my stomach, or even a drug that would stop the hunger. But that part of my life, my mother knew nothing of, because I was not there. Like she always told me, well, your sister got the stereo, your sister got her bedroom painted, your sister got a new redo on her bedroom and new wardrobe, but you weren't here, so I couldn't. But you never sent the money to me or offered to help me. I was on my own, and I knew it, as I had been most of the time. When you had us all together, Johnny, I was so busy protecting that boy, and he was so busy protecting me, that any hurtful things we did to each other as small children, I don't remember at all. But my memories of those times are as close to accurate as I can say I recall. I just know it wasn't easy. But now I spend so much time just myself, evaluating what my life that I've lived, what kind of person it's made me. Am I happy with that person? No, I'm not. She's got serious, serious flaws. And I've had to constantly battle with memories on serious issues that I had that my mother never knew about, thankfully. And when she tried to do the Scientology, she made a serious mistake. Because she brought up really hard memory, and I was recounting my memory, which is, she's supposed to sit silently, but she didn't. She kept interjecting and trying to change my memory to what she felt was more accurate, what her brain recalled, even though she wasn't a part of that memory at all. But she would discount it. It even got to the point where I wasn't even sure the memories of the molestation by my father were accurate. So I was really torn. It was my father who set me straight. Yes, that happened. I never forgave myself. And I'm going to spend my whole adult life trying to make it right. And he did. And he did, because he gave me my memory back of my childhood without the distortions from my mother. Okay, I gotta go. Long enough.